I am begging you to manage your time like this. Now, I woke up at 8 a.m. this morning and now it's already 11:30. And after recording this video, I'm practically done for the whole day. And this isn't because I'm talented and somehow magically gifted and able to tap into flow state whenever I want. But this is because I understood one simple thing about time management and productivity that changed the way I work, and I want to share with you. Now, I'll put this video on full screen, take out a notebook, take some notes, because information without implementation is just productive procrastination. So this video shouldn't just be entertainment. You should actually use these principles in your life to more effectively manage your time to achieve more success. Now, part number one, the productivity trap. The productivity trap most people fall into is they optimize for the wrong things. You're always going to optimize for something. You're going to optimize for energy, time, mental clarity. But the fact is, most people, they try to optimize at the wrong thing. They try to optimize at trying to get faster at doing not effective tasks. Now, think about this. If you get faster and more efficient with inefficient tasks, then what's the point? In a way, if you're spending your time just doing low leverage things, then how are you going to expect to move the needle with your business, with your personal life, with everything you need to get done? Now, obviously, you know the 20-80 principle. 20% of the work you do is responsible for 80% of the results you see, and 80% of the work you do is just responsible for 20% of the results. Now, in practical terms, what this means is that most of the work that you do just naturally doesn't really affect your life. But there are a few tasks that you do in your business, in your life, in your personal goals, whatever, that really change your outcomes. And now a lot of us try to optimize for the most of the tasks that are not really effective, and we kind of forget and we don't prioritize the major task. So the first foundational principle for time management is going to be this. It is the process of elimination. You are going to free up so much more time, so much more energy, and so much more mental clarity by simply doing less, by eliminating tasks that never helped you in the first place. Because think about this, where your awareness goes, your energy flows. Whatever you focus on, that is going to become your life. So just think about money the same way you see time, right? You wouldn't just throw money away. So in that same case, if time was actually just as valuable as money, which it is and it should be, then you wouldn't throw away time. One day is around 86,000 seconds. And think about this, if you waste 1 hour or 2 hours, why should you continue to waste the rest of the day? So number one, the process of elimination. Most tasks and most things you do, they don't really matter. Now, the other day I had a talk with a millionaire, and he told me this one thing that really changed everything. He said that in his day, the way he plans his day and he goes about productivities, he just simply takes out a notebook just like this and writes down 6 things he has to do that day. Not just 6 random things, but 6 very, very powerful needle moving things. And then he just does them. Throughout the day, he does them. After he's done the 6 most important things that he has to do, he just does whatever he wants. He resets, he chills, he has nice dinners, whatever. And the whole point here is you don't need to do much. You just need to do a few of the right things. So you need to be able to write down your most needle moving tasks, the top 6 things. And from there, you need to be able to have the discipline to remove everything else. The discipline to ignore the noise, to ignore the random priorities, the obligations that always come. Now, before we go on to part number 2, which is a very, very important part of time management, I want to talk about 3 things. Number 1, the more you have on your plate, the slower you end up moving. Now, what this means is there is urgency and importance. Some tasks are both urgent and important, and some tasks are urgent but not important. Some tasks are not even urgent or important. Now, it's important to understand, is the task that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to plan around, is this both urgent and important? Because if it's not important, it doesn't matter how urgent it is, you don't have to do it. Because when everything feels urgent, you just start to waste your daily brain points and your focus and your energy on random tasks. You start to do random things, check your phone, doom scroll a little bit, do this here, check your emails. And this is one way to just ruin your time. And it's just so easy to fall into this productivity trap where you feel like you're doing so much, you feel like your time is going somewhere, but it's actually going nowhere. Hours and weeks and months go by and you just didn't achieve the goals you wanted to achieve because you didn't manage your time effectively. I'm going to tell you, what is standing between the life you have now and the life you know you want to live is just time management. If you're able to effectively manage your time, you unlock the highest level of productivity that anybody could ask for. And that is going to help you build the success that you want. So basically, the more you have on your plate, the slower you're going to move. So you're going to want to have very few things on your plate. If you have like 15 to 20 tasks, you are just going to get overwhelmed. That's how the brain works. You're going to build up mental friction unconsciously between you and these things. And then all of a sudden, the work that you once prayed for, now it seems like a burden. It feels like it's not fun. So number 2 is decide what winning the day looks like before the day even starts. Now, time management is energy management. If you really think about it, what is time? Time is just energy. Every single day you make a certain number of decisions, and you actually make more decisions than you think. And I'm not just talking about big decisions. I'm talking about whether or not you decide to show up and sit at your desk and do deep work, or you decide to maybe drink a coffee, or you decide to go for a walk, or you decide to... Every single thing you do in your day is just decisions, decisions, decisions. That's why decision making is so important, and it will help you manage your time. Even like thinking and deciding whether or not you're going to brush your teeth in the morning, that is just a decision. Deciding what time you're going to wake up, that's a decision. The first task you do in the morning, that is also a decision. Everything is a decision, and that's exactly why time management is energy management. Because if you can manage your energy and where your energy goes, where your awareness goes, then you can also manage the decisions you make, which is going to help you manage your time. So you need to decide what the day looks like before it starts. What I mean here is you want to, number 1, plan tomorrow today, take out a notebook and just plan the next day in advance, the evening before. And this is all about setting priorities, setting goals for yourself so you know the direction that you want to head in. There's a quote that goes, "No wind is favorable to the man who knows not to which port he sails," by Seneca. Essentially, it doesn't matter what wind there is, it doesn't matter what circumstances in life come. If you don't know where you're headed, if you don't have a direction and a map, then it doesn't matter what car you drive, it doesn't matter how fast you get there. You're always going to go in the wrong direction. And it's important to understand that because direction is way, way more important than speed. There was something I saw online where the compass was invented before the clock because the direction you're headed in is more important than how fast you get there. And what that comes down to is direction is so important. It doesn't matter how fast you get to your goal. If you are headed in the right direction, that's all you need. Now, it took me years to build a personal brand, to build a big YouTube channel, to build a full-time income as a creator. It took me years to see results in the thing that I am doing. It took me years of just trying and failing, essentially, to get to where I wanted to be. And it's not going to be any different for you. So yes, success needs time, but as long as you're headed in the right direction and you're taking those daily steps, then it's just a matter of time before you get there. So feel how it's going to feel to have a winning, successful day in advance. Tap into that feeling, visualize what a successful day feels like, and then tap into that the next day. And now the last thing before part 2, protect your attention before you protect your time. You don't have a bad day because there aren't enough hours in the day. You have a bad day because your focus gets split before you've done anything meaningful. It is all about where your attention goes. It's not really about time, because if you think about it, I'm sitting here right now, it's like 11:45, 11:50. And I don't have much to do after this. Like, I've done all my tasks. And now you could finish all of your daily tasks, the 6 things that you have to do, you could finish them in 5 hours or 10 hours or 9 hours or like 3 hours. If you give yourself 3 days to finish a task, it's going to take 3 days. If you give yourself 3 weeks, it's going to take 3 weeks. Now, that's Parkinson's law. Everything expands to the time in which you give it. So basically, time is not really the problem here because you can compress time and achieve the whole day in just a couple hours. It's more about attention. It's more about focus. It's more about energy, as we talked about. So before we move on, I have a question for you. Comment down below, what is the biggest thing stealing your time right now? Part number 2 is speed to lead. I have a friend, a very good example, a very good role model, who whenever he has something to do, he just does it. Like, he's so fast to implement. If you tell him about a book recommendation you had, he's going to order that book on Amazon on the spot. He's going to be like, I already ordered it, and then the next day he's going to be reading it. If I tell the guy to do something, he just instantly goes and does it. Whatever's on his mind, he just goes and does it so quickly, and he doesn't even take much time to think. And that's why he is pretty successful, right? He's pretty successful because while most people are thinking and planning and like strategizing, he's already taking action. And now imperfect action always beats perfect planning. Think about that. So if you're just able to take action faster than everybody else, then you will win. That's what it comes down to. So basically, speed creates clarity. The more you sit and think about something, the harder it's going to be, the more you're going to think and overthink. So don't spend an hour planning the perfect day. Just literally plan out the next perfect step, the first task, the hardest task you have to do, and just do it first thing in the morning. This is instantly going to give you the clarity for the rest of the day. It's going to give you that momentum, and it's just going to get the ball rolling. Because the way you start the first hour of the day is so important. If you're starting off your day scrolling, checking things, responding to people, and just receiving instead of actually giving output, then you're already setting yourself up to fail. But if you start your day with the most important task of the day, you are setting yourself up to win. Because that's going to break the ice, and it's going to help you again and again and again improve in all areas. So once you've completed your most important and hardest task of the day, don't throw the win away by just falling into mindless, endless scrolling. Reward yourself with something that feels good, but is also good for your health, yourself, mind, for your body. So productivity and time management all starts with realizing that not everything matters, and that's the whole point. When you're trying to manage your time, deep down you're thinking, I need to manage everything. I need to do everything. I need to be so productive. I need to do this and this, and I have 100 tasks. But the truth is, real time management, the one that people don't talk about, is simple. It just comes down to how much discipline can you have around not caring about the things that aren't going to help you get to your goal. It is just realizing that most things don't actually matter. Most tasks are useless. Most hours you spend are not spent well. And it's realizing this and accepting the fact that you don't have to do everything. You just have to do a few things, the top things, the 6 things that you have to do every day. And you just have to do them with intention. That's all. Not everything needs your attention and energy. And also not everything, you can't even give your energy and attention to everything. You're just going to be burnt out. So as mentioned in Deep Work by Cal Newport, the book, you want to set yourself a shut-off routine after 5 p.m. What this means is that after 5 p.m., you don't do any more work. Now, by doing this, you're creating a deadline, a time limit, a set point. And this pressure that you're introducing forces focus. So you can set yourself a shut-off routine after 5 p.m. And also you can set a timer just like this, set it to 90 minutes or 2 hours, 120 minutes. And just time your deep work sessions. When you have a timer just like this, you're less likely to waste time because you can see the time clicking and moving in front of you. Also, eliminate all distractions. Your time, especially the few hours in the day, the 5 hours of deep work you do to finish all your tasks, you need to protect them by removing all distractions. No phone, no switching tabs, no random meaningless admin tasks. If you like, you can get yourself a brick just like this so you can block all distracting apps on your phone, or you can install ScreenZen or something like that to help you just create more friction between you and social media, the doom scrolling, the apps and everything. Also, putting your phone very far away from you, that is going to help you a lot. Your phone is arguably one of the biggest distractions. That is, number 1, wasting your time, and number 2, also destroying your productivity. So do those things, implement those practices, and also, very important thing, create a finish line instead of a time limit. So you can use both actually, but the reason I talk about a finish line like a shut-off routine is simple. I'll give you the runner's analogy. Think about a runner. Imagine a runner who runs, but they have no idea when they should stop running. They don't know if it's a 5K, a 10K. They have no clue, But if you told the same runner when the race was going to end, then they are going to finish it and follow through because they have an endpoint, they have expectations, they know when it's going to finish. The only difference between a runner who gives up and a runner who continues and makes it all the way to the end is the finish line. That's the only thing. So set yourself a finish line with your goals, set yourself deadlines with every single day, like day-to-day deadlines of shut-off routine after 5 p.m, meaning doesn't matter, every single day you don't work past 5 p.m. And then also with your tasks, with your projects, set yourself a deadline. Like, I want to have this finished in 3 days. I want to finish this task in 1 day. This big project, it has to be done by the end of the week. Finish lines force productivity, they force focus, and they just get you moving. So if you're enjoying these videos about time management, productivity, self-improvement, and discipline, then subscribe to the channel. I post videos like these every single week that help you become the best version of yourself. Now let's get into part number 3, which is the most important but also the most overlooked. Part number 3, identity architecture. Every promise you make yourself and you break lowers your self-trust. And it's all about understanding that discipline isn't just about getting things done. It's about becoming the type of person who does those things. It is about becoming the type of person who has that level of self-trust, the level of self-confidence to execute and do the things they have to do. And that self-trust comes with just stopping negotiating with yourself. The more you negotiate with your word and you break your promise and you say something, you do something else, the less your brain trusts you, and your identity at that point is not in alignment with where you want to be. Now, whatever income goal you have, whatever goal you have, you got to understand that the only way you will get there is if you are the version of yourself who has those things, the version of yourself, the self-image, the identity that is in full alignment with that outcome. Every single time you debate whether or not you will follow through, what you're doing is simple. You are reinforcing an identity of inconsistency, an identity of the person who doesn't know how to manage their time, who doesn't really have much organization, much structure, and much planning. And the more you reinforce that identity, the stronger the pull becomes to waste your time, to doom scroll, to procrastinate. But on the other hand, when you stop negotiating, when you stop breaking these promises, and when you actually start for the first time keeping these promises time after time after time, this is when everything changes. When you tell yourself something and you do that thing, when you set yourself goals and you achieve them, you set yourself tasks, write down your tasks and you finish them, you're building and reinforcing an identity of somebody who is consistent, somebody who is productive and focused and manages, and somebody who manages their time. And that starts starts with voting for the person that you want to become. That version of yourself, that identity, the successful person who is at that income goal, who has the life that you know you want to live. You need to reinforce that identity through action, right? Action creates evidence for that person. So the objective is simple. Vote for the person you want to become every day by taking actions that aligns with that identity. In the context of time management, you need to show yourself that you're able to complete one day of focus work. That just for one day, one single day, you are able to finish your tasks in 4 hours, 5 hours, and earn yourself the reward. You just need to show yourself, provide yourself that evidence, that physical evidence that you can have one productive day where you manage your time effectively. After that one piece of evidence, things get a whole lot easier. It becomes easier to manage your time, manage your energy, and manage your priorities. Every focus work session, every habit you complete, every task you finish is a vote for the person you want to become. And it gets you closer and closer to that ideal outcome. Also, I'm going to talk about something very powerful, a practice that you can do anytime right now when you go to sleep before you wake up. And that is visualization, right? Visualization is something that really taps into your identity. It changes things from a subconscious level. So I want you to visualize yourself as a person who manages their time. So make discipline your default mode. It doesn't have to be a decision. It just has to be something you default to because you can only see yourself that way. Even better, you're disciplined. You keep on staying disciplined and managing your time and doing all that stuff because the pain of seeing yourself as an undisciplined, unproductive person is way worse than the pain of actually taking the action and making the progress and managing your time and enforcing discipline. The goal isn't to always have to fight this battle of do I be disciplined or do I not be disciplined? Do I scroll or do I not scroll? It is putting yourself in a position where you don't even have to. Putting yourself in a position, a level of identity architecture where your identity is in such a way that you don't even see yourself as a person who procrastinates. And that's the thing. At that point, you won't even procrastinate. If you don't see yourself as a person who wastes your time, then you won't waste your time. And that builds your self-image. You can never outperform your self-image. And you will always take action in alignment with where you see yourself. And something massive I realized on my journey is that, knowing what to do is actually not the problem. It is actually the easy part. You know what you have to do. The hardest part is consistently doing that thing, even when motivation is low, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't have structure, and even when everything is against you. The hard part is not knowing what you have to do. The hard part is doing it consistently enough to scale your income, get to where you want to be, and build the life you know you want to live. And it really is systems and accountability that have allowed me to perform even at my lowest. When you have systems in place and accountability, then literally it becomes so hard to fail because you have somebody in your corner helping you level up, helping you stick to those things that you know you have to stick to. And that's exactly what we help people build inside our program. Consistency, systems, accountability, identity shifting, dopamine rewiring, and focus mastery. Those are the 3 pillars, and paired with the accountability and systems that you get, you will access a different level of consistency, a different level of performing and just doing the deep work and being able to do the habits and just get to that version of yourself that you want to be. Now, if you're serious about becoming more disciplined, building better systems, managing your time better so you can build more success, build a better life, and finally become the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. If that sounds like you, click the first link in the description below, watch that video over there, and then apply to book a call. It's just going to be a friendly conversation. We'll talk about where you are, where you want to be, and what's stopping you from getting there. So click the link below and book a call. And remember, your level of success never exceeds your level of discipline. Take care, and you got this.